Welcome to Apaga University. I'm Inga.
And I'm Julie. We are two
momtrepreneurs
who have built an in-home care business from the ground up, guided every step of the way by God's care and fueled by agape love.
16 years later and over 100 podcast episodes already under our belts, we invite you to continue on this journey with us as we share stories that resonate, insights that inspire, and practical guidance that empowers you to face any obstacle along this path.
Whether you're a professional caregiver, a family member, or are simply curious about what your steps will be when you need them, you have come to the right place.
Oh, hey, and while you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And after that, make sure you send this to a friend.
Yes, do it. All right, we'll quit fooling around and get to it.
Let's go. Class is in session.
Hello, Sunshines, and hello, Julie. Today we will be talking about gratitude. No, not really.
We're actually talking about hair.
And I'm grateful for what's left of mine.
Look at me. I'm a hot mess.
I love the picture this morning. I wish, could Alyssa share it? No?
Anyway.
What is it? Something about, it looks like, what is it? The hand mixer?
Egg beater.
Egg beater? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your hair looks like when you wake up in the morning?
I am so darn pretty.
And I don't even understand.
I don't even know. I wake up very rested, but evidently I am just a rolling and a tumbling all night long.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
How does that happen? No one knows for sure.
Nobody knows.
Well, anyway.
And I'm supposed to be seeing my lady, but it's been like, I'm like over 3 weeks late for getting the latest tune up on the hairdo.
Do you have some Rust-Oleum on?
I
right
do.
now?
I have a whole can of Rust-Oleum, so you can't. I have not been this white for so long. And I did wash it this morning, but now I got Rust-Oleum, so everything's just.
Do you remember that time when I was like, maybe I'll just let mine grow out, and then like 2 days later, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Some people are so pretty when they have those highlights and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna look like the old hag.
Oh, it's such a commitment to let it go out.
Yeah, it's
grow
ridiculous.
out.
And I was gonna get a perm because my low maintenance self loves perms because there's not a lot of maintenance to that, but. It was so cold for 2 weeks in a row, the wind, the everything. And then the salon had busted, stupid
There's a reason.
pipes. And so I'm supposed to be like this. So you're all welcome.
There it is.
There it is.
All right. So our verse for this episode is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. And it says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart."
Because of this topic and all of the things I've already cried about.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
We get so wound up about what we look like and appearances and having the right things and always, everything in order. And that's not really what God looks at all.
Yeah. Here I am. Love it or leave it. I think I've said that before here too. Now, another funny thing is, as I was driving today on the radio, they were saying, what is the one thing that people absolutely hate about themselves? And people are calling in. And finally, somebody said it's they hate to hear their own voice.
That's Kevin.
And I'm like, I hate my voice. And I hadn't realized how bad I hated my voice until I started listening to my own damn podcasts.
But so basically, when you're just having a conversation, are you like, oh God, that's terrible? Or is it just when you hear
I think
your
it's when you hear.
voice
Yeah, it's
back?
like a cringeworthy thing. But very bizarre. It's so funny that's the number one thing that people hate about themselves.
That's really weird.
The sound of their own voice.
Yeah. I do kind of cringe at, it's not always the sound of the voice, but it's the things that come out of the mouth are the things that are a little more cringeworthy to me.
Me too, if the truth be told.
Like, oh God, everyone else is hearing that at the same time I'm hearing it. Oh, I should have thought that one through.
Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah, happens. What'd you bring us for a good news story?
Oh, man. So an 83-year-old neurosurgeon who does triathlons has 3 tips for younger people who want to day as fit and healthy as him. So evidently he was a neurosurgeon and he was about 40 years old. And he said he was so unfit at that point that he could barely climb stairs. But what's ironic about that is he says he was 20 pounds overweight. I don't think in this day and age that 20 pounds is considered so overweight, because so many people have that plus so much more. Right. So for him, 20 pounds was that impactful for him. But anyway, so what he started doing is he literally went and put on his tennis runners and went to the high school and walked a lap around their track. And then the next day he went and did 4 laps, and then he was up to 1.5 miles and all of that. So he really felt that, you know, his life had gotten out of balance with being a neurosurgeon and all of that. So he said 1 lap changed my life. And he said, you don't have to start with a triathlon, just start with the walk. Start with 15 to 20 minutes every day or other day to give your body a chance to adjust and your mind to get used to it. Do resistance training and flexibility, which I'll tell you what, that desk that I have, like you have, that raises up and down. I mean, literally after how much time in a chair, I'm just like, my butt, I can just feel it spreading. And so I get up and I put my chair up and I feel so much better.
A lot of times I'll come in and it'll already be raised up. So I'll just start my day standing. And then it's like after lunch, I'm like, oh man, I've been standing all day.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, so that in itself has helped me a ton. And then he talked about aerobic activity and what did he say? Finding a balance in your life between work and family commitments. Also improved his fitness. He was unaware of how he was sacrificing everything for his work. He was one-dimensional. Now he assesses the balance between work, communities, his family, and social life, exercise and spirituality in his life each day, and readjusts in the way that is best for his health. This is because being out of balance causes stress, which sends the body into flight or fight. Being in this state chronically has been linked to health problems. Inflammation, heart attacks, all of the things. If you modulate your work, your family, your spirituality, and your physical life, I think you can function at a high level for a long time, he said.
So that fight or flight thing is interesting. My chiropractor, basically all day long, we're in that fight or flight mode, right? And so the recommendation is have you seen those long tubes? They're like blue foam things, kind of like a half circle that just lays on the floor. You lay on it and you literally open your arms up like this, and it activates the parasympathetic.
Oh, wow.
And it's supposed to like help with inflammation and just get you out of that, like that fight or flight where you're just like tensed up and always ready to go. So you just kind of lay.
Well, yeah. In this job, one phone call can put me into flight and fight very fast.
Yeah, I think you're just pre-programmed. You just come in either fighting or flighting.
Who's walking in the door today?
Yeah. I also like that because it's kind of that idea of just start. Start by starting, and even if it's just 1 lap every other day, just get going, do something.
Yep.
I try really hard to go up and down the stairs more than I actually have to during the workday, just to get some movement.
Oh, it's big.
I don't want to lose it.
Yeah. Use it or lose it, man.
Use it or lose it. Cool. Well, I am once again reading from Daily Wisdom because I just love this book so much. And the entry that I'm going to be reading to you says, people will rise or fall to the level of whoever you tell them they are. In her TED Talk titled The Opportunity Adversity, Amy Mullins references a case study done in Britain in the 1960s. Over a 3-month period, they took all of the D-level students and gave them A's. By the end of the 3-month period, those students were performing at an A level. The A-level students had also been given D's throughout the 3 months. By the end of the 3 months, they were performing at a D level. The teachers had no idea the switch was made, so they had been telling the D students how bright, smart, and brilliant they were, and they became it. Call out the greatness you want to see. People will rise or fall to the level of whoever you tell them they are. Instead of telling someone they are lazy, Tell them who they really are is a relentless competitor. They'll rise to that standard. Anyone can point out the negative, but great leaders point out the potential. If you tell someone they are a leader, they will lead. If you tell someone they are a playmaker, they will make plays. If you tell someone they are an overcomer, they will overcome hard things. If you tell someone they are a genius, they will become a genius. Words instill hope in us about who we can become. Call out the potential for greatness you see in people. By calling it out prematurely, you are bringing it out of them. Sometimes we need people to see something great in us that we don't even see in ourselves yet. We need to be that voice for others. Call out the greatness you see in people, and they'll grow to live into it.
That is awesome.
True. It's true.
Oh, my word. We see that every day.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so
You're
much.
amazing.
Well,
You are an amazing leader.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
As are you, Inga Lake.
Thank you. All right. So if you have a good news story, if you have a verse you'd like to share with us, you can email to either inga@apagahomecare.com or julie@apagahomecare.com. Go and like, follow, subscribe, get our podcast anywhere you listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on the Facebook Care and Share page for Apaga.
Love it.
And yes, tell all your friends about Apaga University.
It is so cool.
It is too.
It is. See, here we are. Positive reinforcement.
Yes.
We are so cool at Apaga U.
Yeah, you got it. So let's talk about hair loss.
Oh, Lordy. Tell us about your situation.
Oh, God.
Just put you right in the
we're
fire.
Just really doing this?
We're just jumping right in.
Okay. Well, so basically over, I don't even know how many months this has kind of been going on, but
I think it's April for you, May for me.
Is when we started.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So April will be a year. Okay, cool. So basically we had heard about these BioT pellets, and it's hormone replacement therapy. So you go in to your doctor, whoever works with this system, I guess, and I'm sure there are others other than BioT, but that's just what we've used. Anyway, so you go and you get blood tests run. And it measures basically like hormone levels, thyroid function, different things in your blood work to kind of see where you're at. And there is a level where, you know, if you fall within it, it might be considered normal by medical standards. But then there's like the therapeutic level that actually, if you reach that, you just feel a whole lot better, right?
Right.
So we had actually both gotten the, testosterone pellets, actually. And it's quite literally a pellet that gets injected into your bum.
To the big white butt.
Into the side of the butt cheek. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But anyway, it does give, like, I don't know, I think overall it's made me feel a lot better, a lot more like mental clarity.
Yes.
And just strength was a big thing for me, because working on the farm, I'm like, why can I not even move a straw bale? Like, I know I'm a wiener, but I don't think I'm that big of a wiener. But anyway, so started doing those like testosterone pellets, and it all gets done, measured based on you personally.
Right.
But here's the thing. Like 3 months, maybe 6 months into it, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? What happened to my hair? So it has caused a big problem for me. And I think it's pretty rare, honestly, that I don't know what the science is behind what it's done, but it has like created havoc for me. So hair loss.
Yeah.
And it's not even, I don't know if that it's necessarily all loss, but it's something about the way that it like almost grows really fast and just like splits out, or I don't know, it's supercharged. And so if I'm not careful, it looks like I brushed my hair with a balloon because it's so staticky. Anywho,
so you've had to taper back on the amount of the dosage.
So that's what we ended up doing last time, is just taper back on it so that I'm still getting a lot of the benefits, but hopefully not creating as much problem. I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to solve one problem and I create another one.
Oh my gosh!
But I think it is a thing. Different people react to medications differently, and hair loss.
That's exactly what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So yours is a classic example of something that your body reacted to
and said, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Hey, lady.
What?
So then I have to decide, is it worth it to feel this much better and just have kind of a frazzle going on all the time, or get rid of the frazzle, not feel quite as good.
Drag your butt all day long.
Yeah, I don't know. For a long time, I was just, doing the bun on top of my head, which I'm sorry you all saw it, a couple episodes of it. What are you going to do?
Oh, no, you're adorable always.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, but see, I really like getting that pellet because back in May, I was dragging
I remember.
my butt. I was like, what is wrong with me? And, but you know, I also wondered if it was my life because we were calving. We started our motorcycle season. I was still trying to do my real job, which is this. And, you know, after a while, you just got to quit. But I was exhausted. I just was making it through the days.
I know.
So, and you were very similar to me. Our testosterone levels were lowest that they've ever seen.
I think you were 9, I was 10.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It's
And
bad.
it's supposed to be around 250.
Yeah.
So I was like, yay. Guess what? I'm not totally crazy. Just
There
a
is
little
a
bit.
reason why I feel so crummy.
Yeah. And so anyway, it has leveled me out. I mean, I still get tired, of course. Who doesn't? But I am not so down in that
Where you just can't pull out of it because you're so exhausted.
Was pooped and just dumb. It was just dumb. I don't have, who's got time for that?
Right.
Yeah. So thankfully, because I don't need any more problems up here, I haven't had the hair loss situation like you.
Right.
But there are times that you worry because you'll run your fingers through your hair or you'll take a bath and you'll go,
Uh-oh.
what? And I've never had thick hair.
Right.
I've always had pretty thin hair. My mother, bless her heart, we come from a little baby itty bitty town and we were out in the country and our water was so hard. Mother did everything in her power to help with my thin hair situation. I mean, she would try to catch rainwater to give me because to give me an opportunity to not use the hard water.
Right.
And she would do the mayo treatments, you know, plaque your head with the old mayo and put the plastic on there. And of course, I was always tolerant of that, but she was trying. But then again, on the flip side, she did give me home perms. So that might have.
We had a guy for that.
Yeah.
One of my mom's really good friends was a hairdresser.
Oh,
so
is that
there were
right?
times that she would come over to our house and do a home perm for me.
Nope. Mother did all of my perms for many, many years. So anyway, but she did everything in her power to help me have a beautiful set of locks. And even with all of that, I just was destined to not.
I have to tell a funny story. And because nothing is sacred anymore. Your mayo treatment made me think of, do you remember the time when all of the cousins got lice? Aunts included. It's terrible. And I can't believe I'm admitting this to the world. But anyway, so we literally had a doctor's appointment with my sister-in-law, all the kids, me. It was like, I don't even know how many of us were in the doctor's office. And it was just, it was a lice consultation. Well, anyway, they gave us this shampoo that was like ridiculous because we didn't have insurance. Like we were self-pay at the time. And so it was several $100s for each, like me and Bailey.
Holy shnikes.
It was a lot of money. And that was back in the day when that was, I mean, like it was crazy. So anyway, this was not a fast solution either. So you had to put this stuff on and leave it on for like 8 hours or something.
Oh, good
right?
Lord.
So Bailey stays home from school. I stay home from work. We get all in our shampoo or whatever, get the caps on there, and then just spend 8 hours just waiting for this stuff to work. Literally pull it off, wash my hair, comb through, alive lice. Yes. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to buzz it all off. We're going to have to burn the house down. No. So then what we did is we got some sort of like, I think it might have been Ivomec maybe from the doctor, pill form, down the hatch, took care of it all. I was like, why was this not the first option? Yeah. So anyway, that's gross. Alyssa, I'm having second thoughts. Please take this part out.
Don't do it. Keep it in. I love that story.
No, it was terrible though.
Oh,
it was terrible. Lice is one of the scariest things ever.
Well, and you do, I mean, and every single parent that's listening to us has had to deal with it.
Yes.
Because don't tell me your kid made it through elementary without having one little
At
licey.
least a scare.
Yes.
Everyone's had at least a scare.
Well, and you check and then you have to look at the bedding and you have to.
Oh, I know. You're like, we just have to burn the house down and we don't live here anymore. It's terrifying.
Yeah. It's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. We went through that too. And not just, we would think that we had it all. And so I'd drop her off at school and then I'd get to call. Oh, we just checked. She's still got him. I'm like, where the hell? Because I just scoured that little girl before I brought her to school. So we walked the walk of shame, go back to the truck.
I know. So
and then
bad.
those kits, they give you the fine tune. I don't know how you're supposed to get through your hair on a good day.
I'm all
I know
itchy
now.
now.
I'm scratching.
Okay, we got to take that out for real, please.
Okay. I love it. I don't want it. Okay.
We'll see what happens.
What medications can cause hair loss and what can you do about it? So, vitamin A even. Antibiotics, chemotherapy, of course, can cause temporary hair loss. Others, hormone therapy can cause hair loss that's permanent. Hair loss or alopecia is a condition both men and women may experience during their lives as a result of health-related issues, genetics, and medications. Some forms of hair loss are temporary, while like pattern baldness is permanent. Now, my little brother, he doesn't listen to me, I'm sure, on this thing, but he was very young when on the ranch, he didn't want to go to kindergarten. But mother's like, you're old enough that you now have to go to school. But he was a ranch boy and that was his life.
Right.
Well, she made him go to school because he was of age and he needed to go. Well, he started stressing out so hard. He literally lost a bunch of hair up on the top of his head. And they said it was the alopecia. And that was stress related. So mother yanked him out of school. And then, of course, he, age is just a number, right? So he started a year later and then he was more mature enough to be able he was ready to go to school at that point.
Handle it a little
better.
better.
Then the ironic thing is then he's a year older, so it really wasn't a problem until he really got senioritis.
Oh, he's like, why am I still here?
Yes,
I should have been out of here a year ago. Oh boy.
But it's a thing. It can handle even cute little cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
I remember mother, it was Christmas and at our old school the gym had a balcony, so people would be sitting up, and it was the Christmas concert, and mom was putting mascara on his little bald spot. So if people were up above, they would look down and not see him have that.
Oh, she really just took care of you guys, didn't she? That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so medications and hair loss. Hair loss is a common side effect of many medications, but most of the time it's only like a temporary thing and it will go away once you've adjusted or stop taking the medicine.
Okay.
Medications can damage the hair follicles themselves, which disrupts the growth at different stages. Two kinds of hair loss can occur. Basically, there's the short-term temporary hair loss, and this occurs in the resting phase of the hair follicle, but new hair growth continues. And then another type of hair loss, often caused by medications, is the longer-term type, and often will also include thinning or loss of other body hair, including your eyebrows and eyelashes. That's where it takes place in the hair's new growth phase.
I think there is a thing, and I don't know what it's called, where people literally don't have any body hair. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, vitamin E. So basically vitamin A, high doses of vitamin A and medications derived from that can cause hair loss. There are some acne medications that will cause it. And so basically, if you're seeing that as a side effect from something that you're taking, you just want to discuss it with your dermatologist, see if potentially there's something else that they can give you in place of.
Right.
Antibiotics. So prescription antibiotics can at times cause temporary hair thinning, and they can deplete your vitamin B and hemoglobin, which that is what disrupts the hair growth.
Oh.
When your hemoglobin is too low, you can become anemic and lose your hair as a result. So normal levels of vitamin B are also critical to maintaining healthy hair. Antifungals. These medications are indicated for fungal infections, have been linked to hair loss in some people, and basically it can be associated with alopecia in some of it. Anti-clotting drugs, so anticoagulants like heparin and warfarin. Those are used to thin the blood and prevent blood clots and certain health concerns in some people. Typically that would be like people with heart conditions, but these medications can cause hair loss that begin after you're taking them for about 3 months. Oh. So yeah, I think we were talking earlier about how sometimes your body will then adjust to it.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping is going to happen with mine.
Yeah.
And my body's going to be like, oh, it's all right. This stuff is.
Well, your hair, though, your whole family, your hair grows really fast.
Seems to.
Yeah. I've always noticed that because mine does not.
Mm.
And so I'm sure you're going to come back with this head of hair.
Something. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Cholesterol lowering drugs. So some statin drugs can have been reported to cause hair loss.
So that reminds me, Mike is on cholesterol pills.
Okay.
And he has been for quite some time. But prior to that, he actually, it's very funny. He has very thick hair around, but not so much up here.
Mm-hmm.
And we always wondered if it was his whole life he's wore baseball caps. So there's that. But then if everybody will think that he has a full head of hair until he takes his hat off, and then they're like, oh, holy crap, and he never gets carded until he takes off his hat. And then if he does get carded, they're like, oh yeah, sorry, sir. But anyway, the other thing that's very cute is if the kids ever say anything, he goes, well, it's because your mom has kissed it all off.
Oh,
yeah, gushy. Yeah.
Gross.
But anyway.
So let's see what this immunosuppressants.
Mm-hmm.
So like drugs that are used to treat autoimmune conditions like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. Some of those can cause hair loss. Anticonvulsants. So medications that prevent seizures. They can lead to hair loss in some people. Blood pressure medications, beta blockers, ACE inhibitors can also lead to hair thinning. Man.
I think it's about touched on every single medication that is out there.
Antidepressants and mood stabilizers. Ugh. I think it's just all a matter of what your body decides to do with it because it doesn't happen to everybody, but it can.
So
weight
watch
loss
for
drugs, medications for gout.
Yeah.
Chemotherapy, of course. And then there are some that are, specific, I think, to women or specific to men. And so like we talked about some of the hormone therapies, birth control pills.
Wowzer. Yeah. So basically, if you think you're thinning or anything, consider the medications that you're on.
Yep.
And then at that point, you're going to have to figure out what is the lesser of the evils.
Right.
What are you going to do about that? If you're recently begun taking a new medication and have noticed hair thinning or loss, talk to your doctor about switching to another medication. They may be able to choose a medication that doesn't cause the same side effects. And so if you are experiencing a pattern baldness as a result of medication, some treatments like Rogaine, everybody's heard about Rogaine, and Propecia for men, may be right for you. You may have to use these medications for a certain period of time before you see results. Many of them take up to 6 months. That is a long time to see if it's going to work for you or not.
Right. It seems like a long time, but also when I think about 6 months,
it flies by.
How fast has the last 6 months gone by?
It's ridiculous. I know, but if I was taking something for my stupid hair, I'd be mad about it.
You'd be like, every
I've been
day.
taking this forever.
Right.
Hate it. Hair transplant surgery. That's a big business.
I was actually thinking about all of the things that you see advertised on TV, through social media, on the internet, just about, like, take this vitamin for hair growth and take this, you know what I mean? It's like a huge business. Use this hair product to thicken your hair.
Yeah.
Or, it's just.
Well, what is it? Wax buildup from the shampoo that's making it look thicker?
Probably.
Yeah. There are times, every time I go into my poor hair lady, she's like, which shampoo are you using? That's really bad for you. It's like, don't want to spend the bazillion dollars for the good stuff, but really.
I know. There are some people that say it's just a gimmick. All the expensive ones, it's just a gimmick, and it's no better than Suave or, I don't know.
I don't know.
Do what feels right for you, I guess.
And then the other thing that I was going to say is big business in like hair extensions, and don't those have the little clippies, and they'll just weave it into your hair somehow.
Well, there's different kind of things that you can do, but yeah, there's like some that like actually they will go underneath and then attach it to existing hair strands.
Those look really real.
They do a lot until you like would pull it up and can see where
Yeah.
it's attached. But
Yeah.
it's unreal.
Yeah.
And then they have things like halos, which
Mhm.
basically go on, and it's just like a hair extension piece that you kind of puts on like a halo, and then it
Mhm.
fits in. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
those
There's
are
all
very
kinds of
natural
different
looking.
things.
There are some people that have very, very thin hair in the first
Mhm.
place, and then so they want to put in the clips, but you can see that.
Right.
So you got to be a little careful. You hope that your person doing that for you will be honest with you.
Right.
And say, this isn't going to work for
Yeah.
you. We need to look at something else. The one thing that I always found, and I did it twice, is what's that pregnancy pill? The vitamin.
Prenatal.
The prenatal pills. Anyway, so they're the ones, but it really helps your fingernails and your hair, and it's really good for the baby. But that's really when a lot of people really, really have those things grow.
Yep.
Besides the kid in them, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you never take any of those?
I think I did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
If you'll recall, I'm the one that remembered prenatal.
If you recall.
If you recall.
So
Julie.
anyway, and then for men, there's no end to the funny things that you see when a toupee goes wrong.
Oh, no.
You know, so for guys, there's options too.
Yes.
But there was
I'm sure toupees have gotten better.
there
Was a time when
time
it
not
was
so much.
really, really, really bad. And like even wigs, there's amazing things that.
I said something to a lady. She was younger, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I really like your hair." Just thanks, it's a wig. So then I'm like, did she have some kind of a disease that I brought up a bad thing? You know, you never know how to react to people. And I was just like, well, maybe she just feels like today she wants to be a blonde and tomorrow she's going to be a redhead. I don't
do
know.
that too.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch Schitt's Creek, doesn't Moira have a bunch of different wigs? Just what do you feel like being today?
Yeah, who am I today? Well, that's funny. You're just stuck with this mop every day. Sorry. I would put it on crooked or
Yeah, we couldn't handle it.
no, you can't handle
I
it. the
cannot handle
truth.
it. All right, so what's the outlook? The outlook is, in most cases, that hair growth returns to the previous state once you stop taking the medication.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. Also, you can potentially adjust the dosage.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a thing like we talked about that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't stop taking that medication until you talk to your doctor about it.
Oh boy.
So you don't want to think that you're fixing something and then create a bigger issue somewhere else.
Righto.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole different topic of just having dry hair,
Mhm.
brittle hair, thinning hair.
That's where you get your you get all those fancy creams and potions and lotions and
lotions.
oils and yeah.
That was another thing that Mother did. Hot oil treatments.
Man, Cheryl.
Yeah, she was desperate to make me look beautiful. Thank you, Mother.
Desperate to make me look beautiful.
Did she succeed?
Of course she
Oh,
did.
Cheryl.
Oh, how sweet.
She tried her damnedest. Then she looked at me and she goes, "You're on your own."
And that's when you ended up with this hairstyle.
If
When
that's what you could
Cheryl
call
was
it.
done
Yeah.
intervening.
And she was like, "I can't even look at you."
What was your hair like as a child?
Well, it was nice and long, but then in 8th grade,
Yeah.
I had to do the short feathered because it was the 80s.
Yes.
And then it never grew after that.
Apparently, I was too much of a crybaby when I was little about getting my hair brushed. So at some point, my mom had enough of my shit and just had it all cut off.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Quit being a dang crybaby.
It wasn't funny at the time. It's funny now.
Yes.
I actually have pictures of Bailey when she was little, probably around like maybe 6 or 7. And we had her hair cut short. And oh my God, it's so cute. Kind of feathery.
Some
and
people
just,
can pull off that pixie look so
Yeah.
cute.
I'm going to have to go find those pictures.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are nutritional deficiencies
Mm-hmm.
that can cause problems besides medications.
Yep.
And once again, that's just maybe you have a thyroid issue.
Lack
or
of prenatal vitamins, probably.
There you go. Yeah. So eat well. Here we go.
Always.
Eat your
There's got to be something about
Stupid
exercise. I'm
vegetables.
sure if you do exercise, your hair will be
eat
better.
A diet of whole foods. If you eat foods rich in calcium, that's good. Oh, yeah. Then there's foods that may trigger inflammatory responses. Caffeine and alcohol may contribute as
Oh,
well.
God. Is that why I'm going bald?
Caffeine.
Because of all of the moonshines I drink?
Add anti-inflammatory foods. Consider herbs and herbs and all of those things.
How do you actually say it? Is it a herb or is it an herb?
Oh, it just depends on when I feel like
All right.
what comes out of my mouth.
Okay.
Because
You just never know.
You speak Julie, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't. Not that I ever really talk about herbs or herbs.
Except for today. You can try essential oils.
Oh, there you go.
Which, like you said, Cheryl did the hot oil treatments for you. I think there are things that you can buy even at the Walmart.
The
for
Walmart.
hot oil treatments.
The Wally World.
Mm-hmm.
Watch iodine intake.
Ooh. So is that it? Do you buy your salt without iodine?
Huh. No, I do with.
I do with too. But like if you were watching your iodine intake,
then you'd buy it without.
Right.
There you go. There's the biggest tip of the day.
That's you.
When buying salt.
Be gentle to your hair. Treat yourself gently.
I have had people tell me I'm mean to my hair.
Are you the one that when you're brushing through it, you just hear it rip?
Well, evidently it bothers people when they hear that.
That's not treating your hair gently, Julie.
Well,
you need to avoid pulling into tight. Oh, you feel. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
No, I'm listening to what you're saying because I'm trying to figure out how to do that better.
No tight braids, buns, or ponytails. That's my problem because I'm constantly. Yep. Resist twisting or pulling your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Use a wide tooth comb versus harsher brushes when you're trying to loosen the knots. That's where you go. You just take the brush and just rip right through it.
Who's got time for this? So,
and then wonder.
I have a really nice anti-tangle spray that I put in after I get out of the shower.
Yeah.
And then I use my wide tooth comb. But one time I was at a thing and we all had to spend the night. And the next morning I was combing my hair and the lady in the next bunk says, Joey, you have to buy a wet brush.
Was that it? Trace Diaz?
Trace Diaz. Yes, when I was there, not on my own accord.
It was like when we went to camp as adults.
Yes, exactly right. And so anyway,
scary.
I went and bought a dang wet brush and didn't sound any different to me. So maybe it's just my technique.
Must be.
Gentle, what is that? But my poor children, I can't braid for the life of me. They were lucky if they got ponytails.
Yeah. I just always remember Samantha when she was little and Kevin would put her hair into a ponytail and like her whole face would just be sucked up and she'd almost be in tears when, by the time he would get done putting it in there. And then my dad does the best ponytails. Oh, so proud of her dad.
I have this for my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time my hairdresser, once again, I'm bringing her up, she says, you're not using that to hold your hair. And I think this is the one thing she has approved of.
Shoot, I thought I had one. Have you seen those, like the spirally, what are they called? Do you know, Alyssa? The plastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they were bracelets at one point in life, and then they reinvented themselves.
She hated those. And
I thought the hairdresser did?
I thought they were good for you.
Oh, she says no, huh?
She says no.
What does she know?
Right? That's what I thought. Because I haven't
Only everything. It's her profession.
Have patience. Right there, that's the problem. It may take several months to notice regrowth. While this may be frustrating, you may consider wearing a wig or other hair covering. Oh my gosh. I got the cutest Carhartt hat from our friend Sunny the other day. And I get home and I put that thing on.
It is adorable.
And I was wearing it last night because I was cold. I don't know, for whatever reason, when I was outside, I got chilled. So all night long, I'm just a little chilled. So I kept my hat on and I go to bed and I still had the hat on. And my house was like, why do you have that stupid hat on? And I was like, I don't know.
That is a great question.
But anyway, so long story short, I had to take the hat off and then my hair was all over. Maybe that's why my hair was quite so wild this morning.
I bet that's it.
There you go. Yeah. Problems figured out. Anyway.
All right. Well, basically, I think if you are suffering from hair loss, the first place to look is to see if there's something going on with your medication.
Yeah.
and talk with your physician about it before you make any big changes. But
Right.
know that there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not necessarily all permanent.
Well, and if it is, there are things out there to help us. There's a place right on Center Street that her whole business is wigs.
Oh, yeah.
1931 wigs or something.
Oh, I've probably driven past it.
You have
500 times and never even noticed.
Nope, 1,000.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your grandma something saying?
This is not at all one of those, but it's so dang funny. I have to share.
Oh, I think I know what's coming.
Yes. So
this is great.
Just bear with me.
I'm going to watch Alyssa.
It is. Yes. Watch Alyssa on this one. So, just for the humor of it, I don't know why I thought it was so funny. I hope right now I think it's as funny as I think I am. Okay. Little boy tells his nursery teacher he found a dead cat. How did you know it was dead? Asked the teacher. Because I pissed in its ear and it didn't move, says the boy. You did what? Shrieked the teacher. You know, explains the boy. I leant over and psst, and it didn't move.
It was really fun to watch Alyssa's face through that. Now she's just covering her face like, I cannot believe.
I was actually focused so much on making sure that the piston in his ear came out just correct. Psst.
That's
I didn't get to watch her.
Oh, man. She's like, why do I still work with these two idiots?
Yeah.
Like, I just...
Well, she does have the control that she can edit anything we say.
This is true. This is true. Well, anyway.
She's got the power.
Thanks for another good session, Julie.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, and
Yes,
peace
and
out, Girl Scouts.
Thanks for looking at this hairdo all day. Have a good day.
The caregiven name is a registered trademark of the Veritrust Health Incorporated Company. IPAGA is not connected to, affiliated with, or endorsed by Veritrust or any of its affiliates.